The field where America would not sleep. Virginia, 1864. The war had already eaten the country down to the bone when the regiment reached the field that was not marked on any map. It lay beyond the last fence line, past a stand of dead trees blackened by old lightning strikes. No birds flew there. No insects sang. The grass grew pale and thin, as if afraid to take root. The men called it Harrow Field. They camped there because orders said to. Orders always said to. The first night. Private Elias Mercer noticed the silence first. Not the calm kind, the waiting kind. The men sat around their fires, boots drying, hands shaking from cold and hunger. Cannon thundered far off, but here, the night swallowed sound whole. Even their voices felt muffled, like the air itself was listening. At midnight, someone began to scream. They found Corporal Finch standing barefoot at the edge of the field, rifle dropped in the grass. His eyes were wide, his mouth open, but the scream had stopped. He whispered only one thing. "They're still fighting." They thought he meant the enemy. They were wrong. The dead who would not stay still. At dawn, the fog rolled in thick as wool. Shapes moved inside it, slow, dragging shapes. Bodies, not fresh ones. They wore uniforms from every American war before this one. Blue, gray, ragged colonial coats. Torn leather caps from battles no one alive remembered. They were not attacking. They were repeating. Men charged, fell, clawed the earth, screamed for mothers long turned to dust. Bayonets thrust into nothing, cannons fired without sound, faces locked in terror and fury, forever reliving their last moments. The field was remembering. Private Mercer dropped to his knees and vomited. The officers ordered the men to fire. The bullets passed through the figures like smoke, and then the figures noticed them, the hunger of the ground. That night, the ground began to breathe. Not rise, inhale. Tents sank inches into the soil. Men woke screaming as hands dragged them downward. The earth was warm, wet, alive with motion beneath the surface. Those taken did not die quickly. Their voices came from underground for hours, muffled prayers and pleas pressed through dirt and roots. By morning, their rifles stood upright in the field, barrels pointing skyward like grave markers. The regimental chaplain tried to pray. The field answered with cannon fire from nowhere. The truth passed in whispers. An old sergeant finally spoke. He said the field had been fought over again and again since before the nation had a name. Native wars, colonial massacres, rebellions buried in history books with polite lies. So much blood had soaked the soil that it learned to want, not flesh, war. Harrow Field.